Hi, everybody. It's Pseudo. Welcome to the Campfire on MMOBuff.TV. We have with me the awesome Blank. Well, no, that's Blank. I've got to get the Brady Bunch thing down right. Blank, say hi. You can actually talk now. You are allowed. Oh, I did not do that.
I'm gonna do this the whole time. Just hello, hello. What's going on?
Wow. And then I have with me the ever omnipresent Screen. Say hello, Screen.
Hello.
And then we have our special guest, Mr. Beard himself. And I just squeaked.
Well, it's
So professional.
Hey. Hi.
And there's Stonewill from Radiant Knights. So everyone, welcome to the campfire. How has your week been, everybody?
Amazing.
Bloody long. That's appropriate.
That's good.
I can get behind that. And what about you, Stone?
Well, dull, really. 8 weeks of sick leave kind of takes a toll on you. So,
Yes. Have you shown?
Hey.
Yes. The awesomeness. This is what I meant by the steel arm, because yeah, he's done something. Gone and got
it's just
himself
a
into
broken
trouble.
Wrist. It's
It's
kinda
just
you are
hard
not
to
Wolverine.
a
use,
broken wrist.
Well, yeah, it's not off. I just smashed the bones a bit, so kind of went from that ankle to that.
Ow.
Well,
That just
it's
to
not
me
that
seems to
bad.
come across painful. Just a little
It
bit.
hurt the first few days, but now it's okay.
Well, just it's just pain. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Eh. So apparently that's the campfire stance on breaking bones.
Man.
Eh.
Could
What
be
a way to
worse.
start the show. First off, I want to give a hello and all that stuff to a lot of people who have shown up early, and it started with a Viking raid, and we've had others joining along as well. So I want to say, I'd love to say everybody's name, but I think my brain would explode. So, I'll say things like, hello, Abaddon TV, and oh my gosh, Ginger, Peony, and Peony? Peony? How do you pronounce that? Yeah,
Maybe it's the sound.
It's a flower.
Pew. Clearly, that's it.
If I can't say their name like on the stream, I just cut down what I can say, like Murloc or Ginger. Yeah.
And for those of you who are paying very close attention, yes, that was a raccoon that happened to walk right by Screen. So you will.
Did I just get raccoon bombed?
You did just get raccoon bombed, swishy tail and all.
See, for any regulars, they will know I get randomly bombed by various animals throughout the weeks. Go watch our previous shows. We've had a sheep and a raccoon, and there are others.
Mm-hmm. We might as well get it over
Put
with.
Trevor away.
Go on then. I'm still waiting for episode 10 when you promised we could name the dragons.
We'll see. I don't know. I don't know if they've got names. I'm just. They were asking for it in chat. They were raising it for you, so I had to show. I just, just real quick, just RQ. We're good now. We're good. We can go forward. We can continue.
We can. Okay. Well, for those who missed our last show where we actually talked about things like NDA within guilds and communities with Aiko from Immortalis Noctilulis, you might want to go check that out on YouTube. However, before I go into the show, just a reminder to everyone, we have 2 competitions going on this week. The very first one is a competition for people who can get to the Birmingham EGX Rezzed Expo, which is a gaming convention in Birmingham. We are giving away 2 tickets to it. And the second one is, if you're a WildStar fan, you're definitely going to want to be a part of our Cosmotronic show on Friday, which happens at the same time as this one does. Cosmotronic's all about WildStar. We are giving away beta keys. What more can be said? So beside that, let's take a moment and have our lovely guest attempt to introduce
Be
himself.
humiliated.
Hey, We will roast you. It
What?
is part of how the campfire works. I was going to
No.
say we pike you, but that just doesn't sound right.
it
We
doesn't,
put you
doesn't.
over a fire and spin you, just cooking you to perfection. So-
Alright, go on.
So take a moment, introduce yourself, introduce where you're from, tell us a little bit about you, and
Just a
obviously your
short
community.
story then.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Stonewill from the Guild Radiant Knights. I'm from Sweden, believe it or not.
Someone else with an accent.
That's a short story. Sorry? No, it's not Swedish English accent. No, I know, but
Swedish English accent.
Swinglish.
yes, it kind of sounds like this.
I thought that most
What?
Europeans were
Swedes are
taught
really shitty at English most of the
American
time.
English. Is that
No.
true?
Have you heard Norwegian English?
I probably.
No English.
Yeah,
Can
Norwegian.
you guys start speaking English? What is happening? The only one I understand is Josie right now.
Ooh, harsh.
Oh,
Come
poor
on.
Blank. See, that's what happens when you
They-
stay in one country.
I've been to a lot of countries, sweetie.
This is true.
Y'all.
Fair enough.
Y'all are like, oh, hello, tea, biscuit, crumpets, blood. I'm like, what? Can you guys please say words that I understand without all that extra stuff? Whatever.
What do you mean
Ah,
extra stuff? You're the one taking away letters. I mean donuts.
Not my fault. I play by the rules that are given to me, you know?
Okay.
you play by the rules given to you.
And if you believe that, I have a bridge and some snow to sell you in Africa.
So I just have to add before we go into the proper roasting of our guest, not only do we have a raccoon bomb, but we have a cat bomb as well. Screen has been cat bombed.
It's not going anywhere. It's probably gonna lick its ass in a minute.
So
Does that
appropriate.
count then?
Yeah, I know, Blank, it wasn't you. It was all Screen. Okay, so
Hey, the ass word is that's cable TV. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. You're still good.
I'm just thinking of all the post-processing and all the post-editing, and my brain's like, oh my gosh. But anyway, no. On a serious note, bringing it back to you, poor Stonewill, who is stuck against the three of us for your roasting. For those who are frequent
alright.
watchers of our show, you will know that we ask questions of our guests. We don't just let them on for free, they pay a toll. So what we're going to do is grill you. So your first one,
Yeah.
easy one. 2 truths, 1 lie, any order you want, and you don't reveal what's what.
I actually tried to give this one thought pre-hand. So first off, I started competitive online gaming at the mere age of 14.
Okay.
Second, I actually started studying to become a nurse, but I dropped off after the first year. And final one was I'm straight edge. Don't eat meat, don't drink. There you go.
Okay. Well, that's 3. And yes, I think we may actually have a guest that's prepared.
I know. I was like,
I
wait,
tried.
this guy knows what's going on? Well, nice. We got a show. Let's do this.
Almost, at least.
Yes, absolutely.
Done. 10 minutes.
So next question, and this is where we start to
Yes.
take things a little bit more seriously. Now, you
Yeah.
are... I try to take it seriously, maybe is a better way to put it. But you are currently in what position in Radiant Knights?
I am part of the officers' kind of clique. We are currently spread across the games we play. I think there's 5 officers, a guild leader, and depending on what game, we also have commanders for open world PvP.
I'm bringing you
So, I'm in
PvP. It's not
Yes.
just about rating.
Exactly.
Ooh, that's a good thing. So, have you, well, I should say with 2020 hindsight, Have you ever helped to make a decision, or have you, and even before you joined Radiance Knight, ever made a decision within a guild of leadership that you looked back on today and went, ooh, no, I should not have done that. I would have done it differently now that I have more experience under my belt.
Actually, yes, we've been talking about this in the guild a bit, at least in the officers section. Back when we started
Ooh,
playing
revealing
Guild Wars 2.
officer stuff.
Yes, because it kind of is official as well, because it affects the whole guild. Back when we started Guild Wars 2, we had both PvP players and PvE players in the guild, and we recruited for both PvP and PvE, but we neglected PvE section badly and more or less forced people into PvP, as in the world versus world thing.
And that's in Guild Wars 2?
Yeah, that's Guild Wars 2. So that meant we lost a few members, people stopped playing because we didn't really fulfill our PvE quota, or whatever you want to call it. So we more or less neglected a big chunk of the guild, sadly. And that came around and bit us in the ass quite badly.
Was it a decision to recruit both because the intention was originally to do both, or do you feel the game's mechanics itself lent itself towards the driving direction that the guild ended up going?
Well, at the start, Guild Wars 2 didn't really have that good PvE content, to be honest. I mean, we finished
It was
everything.
very much PvP.
Yeah, we finished all the PvE content within the first few weeks of everyone hitting 80, so we didn't really have anything to do in PvE anymore, and that kind of led us to getting people into PvP instead. But even after they released the fractals, after the guild quests, everything like that, we never really got into that stuff, but we focused a lot more on the PvP part.
Right.
And kind of led us to dropping members, sadly.
Oh. Well, 2020 hindsight can be an absolute pain. That's for certain.
I know.
And before I get you to tell us what you believe is probably one of the greatest moments in your guild community life in history that has given you the greatest sense of achievement, I'd like for you to shout, "Many whelps handle it."
Excuse me?
Many whelps handle it. A request from the chat room from the Mad Murloc. I figured we'd be
Many
nice.
whelps handle it.
There you go. So he's satisfied. You've never heard of that? More dots and many
No.
whelps handle it? Oh, wow. Not
I'm guessing-
How is this a
everybody
thing?
plays WoW. Remember that, people. Not everybody plays WoW.
No. I actually played WoW for quite a bit, but I never really got into it. I found it boring and never did any raiding in it. So I guess that's why I don't get the reference. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. I think you actually entertained them more than that entertained you. So it all works out in the end.
Yep.
Now, your greatest sense of accomplishment came from what one event in guild and community history for you?
I wouldn't say it's one singular event, but more a far-stretched thing. And that was back in Warhammer Online, when the guild started to dissipate quite a bit and we lost members. We went from well over 100 members to down to a core of about 30. Not everyone was online all the time, and we still maintained a heavy presence in PvP, and even when we were outgeared and out-leveled, we did quite a bit of, in my opinion, fun things. When we took on 3 times our numbers and came out on top, stuff like that. And that always brings a smile to my face.
Are you
thinking back to those days.
competitive?
I am very competitive. I hate losing. It's one of the worst things I know.
Well, there you go. Right then. So, we have now taken the time. We have gone through
That
some
is
more
bad.
information. And you were prepared. Holy cow. Guest
I know, it's only
prepared.
been 16 minutes. This usually takes like 25, doesn't it?
It usually takes about 20.
Forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and we're all just sitting there going, "Uh-huh. You
Uh-huh.
didn't prepare, did
Uh-huh.
you?" It's not like the format of the show is not all over the place. So I'm just saying.
You did give me a head start and everything, so
I do that for everybody. I don't just have people
Yeah.
show up and go, "By the way," it doesn't work that way. I'm a kind and nice person occasionally.
yeah,
But
everything's written on paper, black and white even.
exactly. But yes, we move into the survival guide now. Now, today's topic is about migration. This goes along the concept of your guild has decided to move into a new game, or even your guild has decided it's time to move servers. Both can be troublesome, both can be purposeful, and what we're going to discuss is the dangers, the joys, and if you have any experiences out there in the chat, I am looking at you. Do let us know, especially involving any experiences you've had migrating. I'd love to know if anyone's actually left their guild because their guild has migrated servers or games and they just went, well, I guess I'm going to be left behind. I'd be curious about that. I've heard horror stories about that. So, what we're going to do is first off, have you three had experiences changing games with communities, or have you had experience changing games server wise?
Yes.
That's one from him. And I'm getting subtle shakes from my co hosts.
No, we've had plenty of experience moving different servers and games within Afterlife. Our structure is such that we've done that several times.
Okay, so since you spoke up and Blank was quiet, and Stone had the ability to answer first, I'm picking on you, Screen.
Oh, fantastic! Right, okay.
What I'd like to know from you is
Mhm.
what was the reason for the choices to make for let's start first with the relatively easier one. You're not trying to make people change their mind as to what game they're playing, you're trying to get them to shift servers.
So why we shifted servers, or
Why
have
you
we
shifted
have we moved
servers?
servers?
Have you
Yep.
moved servers? I'm assuming you have.
Yes.
Why did you guys make that decision, and how did you do it without basically leaving people behind? Or did you find you had to leave people behind? And hello, Kitty.
Cat bomb. Basically, our situation came. We've done it in Guild Wars 2 a couple of times already. So our guild that exists within Guild Wars 2 has had situations where we play within certain game elements quite heavily within World v World. And the guys within Radiant Knights have seen this sort of situation occur where World v World is server v server, so it's very heavily based on coverage, and unfortunately, populations they'll vary over time, and when you unfortunately, due to the way that servers match up, people get bored, they go and do different things, they leave the game, guilds move, they decide on a different focus. Your population differs, and it's very heavily based on population whether you get a decent time in World v World or not. Generally, what happens is organised guilds will fill out the majority of your World v World population. When you find that servers start to tumble, when a lot of randoms leave and you're left fighting against a stone wall, people get bored. It doesn't become fun anymore. It's fun to an extent when you're trying to fight against the odds, but when you're trying to fight 10, 20 to 1, when you got 15 people rolling against 20, yeah, I know I'm getting bombed on every angle here. When you've got 10, 15 people and you're trying to fight a 60, 70, 80 man ball, and that's the only thing that is available to fight, you kind of have to sit and go, right, do we change game type or do we change server to a more balanced population where a 10, 15 man group can have a fight against someone out in the open field that's nearer to that level of population? And that's triggered us to move server a couple of times. We've also moved server because, frankly, the rest of the server decided that it didn't want to go in the same direction that we did. So, pretty low tier to very high tier, big fights, very prestigious, and then half the server went, we don't really want to do this. We want to go fight some smaller servers, and half the server went, right, well, if you guys don't want to do it, we're leaving, and we had to make a choice whether we left or stayed. And we wanted higher tier fights with bigger servers and a new experience. So we decided to move. So it's been various reasons, but generally it comes down to being able to experience the game type and the challenge that we want.
Okay, so in your particular case, it wasn't just I'm bored of this server, I need to move. There was actual game mechanic proof for why, or basically impetus to move from servers.
To some extent, yeah. Essentially, most of the time World v World server moves, it comes down to population numbers and not being able to get any fun out of the game when your population is so severely imbalanced that it's going to be more expedient to move to a server that fits your game style better.
Okay, now you've sort of tackled server purposes there. Blank. Let's get you to talk about game shifting.
Sure. I have a couple little bones I want to pick with this topic here, and I'm going to kind of dissect them as I go. You're migrating your community to another game. I want to make a strong recommendation for those of you who are out there who are making a gaming community or a part of one or aspire to leadership. When you move a community to a new game, you need to build up an infrastructure that supports the people that want to play. This was something that took us about 6 months just recently to do. Whether you have 5 people that want to play League of Legends together, or you have a new game that's coming out, you have to put in the infrastructure before you even consider moving. So one of the things that we've done that I'd like to say, you should find a way to implement it for your own community is allowing your members to join a game as a subculture of your community. So you're a part of Josie's clan of crazy people in the UK, and there's 1,000 of them, and you have all these little different subgroups, right? Make sure that you have not just random people running around, but okay, I want to go play Starbound. Well, okay, that's wonderful. We'd like to get you a TeamSpeak channel. We'd like to get you your own forum place. You want to migrate your people there, but make sure you have the staff, the leader who's going to be in charge of talking to your higher leadership, the person who's going to do recruiting. Give them the foundation that they need, the tools to succeed. If you just say, yeah, that sounds cool, good times, people are going to be frustrated and upset. Make sure that you're taking care of your community, and part of the biggest thing for that is the logistics set up before. The transition should be smooth.
Woohoo! Look at me. Hold on one second. Let's do this. I'm over here. Hello, I'm Pseudo.
Wait.
Hello, I am Screenager, and now I sound like Mizpah.
Oh, why did you do Mizpah's voice?
I don't know, because I can't do a Scottish accent and pretend to be Screenager. It doesn't quite work that way. Hold on. I can, however, have a conversation with myself. Pseudo, what is wrong with you? I'm missing Screen. I want him back. Maybe you should have Blank talk more and have people ignore you. That would be wonderful.
Guys, if you could box up some sleep time and send that to Josie, she would really appreciate it.
I actually would. I am so tired.
She's when they say burning the candle at both ends, there's just no candle. It's just burning at this point. Okay, so I talked about.
Are you trying to say I'm hot here? Thanks.
Yes,
I've been told that I'm burning the candle at like 4 wicks. I am just so, yeah, I am tired. But
it happens.
I'll sit here and let you continue. Actually, I'm going to throw a question at you while we wait for the illustrious. We're gonna have to do our camera switch thing. You know that, right?
I know. I just realized.
You are Blankspace, Stonewall. Congratulations.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Basically, the cameras get all screwed up when people do shifty things. It's very shifty. So
It
apparently,
was not
Just
shifty.
I am the only
It's
one
all
that
your
is
fault.
me.
Yeah.
We have Blank, who is now Screen. We have Screen, who is now Stonewill, and we have Stonewill, who is now Blankspace.
That's fine. I can do the
Fantastic.
Swedish.
Oh my
You
goodness.
missed me trying to do Scottish and failing and doing Mispa instead. It was horrible. However,
Oh my god, a Scottish Mispa. That is a scary thing.
it is
Well,
what
it
I
wasn't
what
really
I'm
Scottish, but
what I'm going to have happen is for you guys get to see it live on air. If you Blank can do me a favor, turn off your camera, and if you, the awesome Stonewill, can turn off your camera, and then if I have Blank come back on, and then I have Stonewill come back on, and then everybody should be where they're supposed to be.
wait for it.
No, I'm not Swedish.
Oh,
Did
I'm
it
back to me. I'm myself again.
Thank goodness no one could ever replace you.
But there is no other
Well, I
that's
tried.
me. Okay, I'm done.
Oh dear.
We're gonna have to try to get a show out of you, Blankspace. Okay, so
Negative.
what you're saying for you is that no matter what you do, whether you are just starting up or whether you are transitioning, you need to have something in place for your community, for the players, infrastructure-wise, within your community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're going to shift and move people around, dealing with the drama that comes from, hey, we're going here, hey, we're going there, and now you said communities. You didn't say guild, and we've had this discussion before. You didn't say, oh, my little tiny guild who plays World of Warcraft going from one server to another. No, we're talking about a community moving games. That's fine.
Communities, I think, make it a little easier than
Absolutely.
Well, actually, I think you're blatantly wrong there. Like communities communities give you pain in two directions, whereas guilds only in one.
okay. Do you agree with him, Stonewill?
Actually, I agree with the fact that it's easier to move a community than a guild, because a guild rarely has the same organized structure as a community does. If you have a community, you have the infrastructure set up to be able to go about and make a decision that everyone gets. If you have a guild, if someone's not there, then that's fine, they're going to miss it. If you have the structure, you're able to get it out to everyone. Everyone knows what's happening, and I don't know how to explain it.
I think I know where you're trying to come from, and let me
I
see
hope so.
let me see if I can actually nail that one down for you.
Yeah,
When
Second
you're
Life
dealing
and
with
all that.
communities, most people associate that as a gamer collective whole who plays multiple different games. So there's always options available. There's a website you have constant contact under. There's, your social structure is set up. You have a structure for the various games you're playing, like what you guys have with your particular guild, where you have the individual corporal typey people who sit at the top of each of the games to help, handle what's underneath for the officer corps.
Yeah.
Now, guilds can have just as much structure as a community does. It's up to the individual leadership groups or the leader themselves to make the decisions to have that. I think the frustration and the difference between, at least where I'm coming at, where I'm sort of like, wait, you're over here. Screen, I'm slightly arguing with you.
You dangerous surgery here.
That's okay. It's part of what we do here. We're here to discuss these things out. I think communities have it a little easier because, by definition, communities tend to cater towards more. I mean, he's putting his thumb down. I like this. Communities, as we have defined it before, is all about all of the culture of what you have in your guild, if I remember correctly. God, you can tell I'm really tired because I don't remember everything. A guild is, a lot of people think, is just singular, structured, has a goal, has a single game that it plays. That was part of our definitions. Am I not right?
Feel free to keep defining it. I'm going to smash through it like a toddler with a Tonka truck, but you go ahead.
when you have a community that is playing 3 different games, you've got one that is playing Tor, it has guilds in Tor, it has guilds in World of Warcraft, and it has guilds in guilds in Guild Wars 2, which is just a tongue twister in its own right. When you have that, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be migrating people to a new game unless they want to go there. You'll just open up another branch of your corporation and say, here you guys go, we're going to build the structure for this, and you have that opportunity and you allow yourself to have that structure. When you have a guild that does nothing but play one very specific game, the frustration can come from the people who go, oh, you guys are going to go play Tor, but I'd rather play WoW. That's the difference, I think, is where you might have been trying to go. Correct me if I'm wrong, Stonewill.
No, that's exactly what I was trying to say. The way I see a community, it's not about playing one game only, but a community to me is more of an overarching branch where you have a lot of games beneath it, and you have the infrastructure there to be able to cater to all those games at the same time. So if you are, like you say, playing Star Wars and WoW and Rift at the same time, then fine, you have the infrastructure in all those 3 games, and you have a separate community infrastructure on the outside. And like you said, just if you are going to move into a new game, then just pop a new section in, and you have officers going in, taking up spots. You build a new game, the new guild in the new game. So
yes, okay, that's basically what you were trying to say.
Easier. Yes, thank you for putting it in the right words. Like I said, second language.
Hey, that's okay. In fact, you could probably just say it in Swedish, and it would be just awesome.
Yeah, but you wouldn't understand a thing, would you?
No, but our listeners might appreciate it.
Nej, jag tror inte att de skulle förstå så jättemycket av vad jag sa. There you go, Swedish.
Haggis! I mean, yes.
Haggis, lovely. Okay, I am going to let Blank take an opportunity to smash that.
Hold on. I gotta make some room. I gotta move some things. Okay. While we've defined communities, guilds, and such, we've talked about infrastructure, let us not forget guilds are specific to a game. However, they do make movement. If I am a guild on a server group that is taking a dump, population's going down, crafters aren't doing well, let's just say we're the best of the best, and we don't have anything to aspire to, I'm going to go from BG Group C to BG Group A. I'm telling my guild, you go find the money, we're all moving to BG Group A, suck it, I don't care if you like it or not. So, let's not forget that there are guilds that have to change from one server to another because there are battle groups or other sort of things that are mandated and told. They don't need the infrastructure. Now, they're staying within the game, but they're changing to a different section.
Right, but what we were migrating into was game changing. It's frustrating to take a guild from one game to another. It's a little easier in a community where you can just open up that next part of the corporation, that next division within your corporation.
Sure, but when
that's all we were saying.
But then at this point, you're not talking about a guild. You're talking about something that is fracturing itself into a community. A guild plays specifically one game. Guild is
assuming that they're going to continue playing that old game. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is...
Actually, I think he understands it slightly better.
Okay.
The thing is, he's assuming they're going to play that old game, right? And you're assuming that a guild are going to move wholesale. Now, given what Josie's saying, given what Pseudo's saying, a guild moving wholesale is actually going to be a clean cut. You come into the game, or you're not coming with it. You either come with us or you're not. It's a clean cut. There's all the pain you're gonna get is in the back end, is the people that are essentially the people that aren't gonna be happy you're moving game. You take that idea, it's pain. Well, actually, it's pain up front. It's people going, don't want to move to that game, don't like that game. Well, realistically, these things happen in communities. And in guilds, people don't all get along. A guild is a conglomerate of people within a specific, say, game at this point with a common purpose.
Yep.
If they're not moving to that new game, they're not part of the guilds. Therefore, it's paying up front, but it's a clean, easy cut. That's it.
You may say that it's a clean and easy cut. And there is, if you move servers in particular, let's just throw WoW out there because there's a cost to it.
Servers,
No, hold on one second. I'm using it to bring an example forward. Holy cow! What is it this week? Like totally trash on Pseudo week? Holy cow!
It's called Step Up to the Plate. Let's hear it.
That's it. I demand the screen. I don't mean that screen. I mean a different screen. That's just weird.
This is, Josie, this is it. A guild that switches from one game to another very rarely happens.
Oh, good grief. It happens more often than you guys think. In today's day and age, where you have so many available MMOs available to you, there are so many guilds out there that are like, okay, we're not happy with this because of a change that has been made, and we're going to move to another thing. Or, hey, this new thing is coming out, we're going to move there. It does occur. And that is all I am saying, is that it does occur. And I think in some cases it's a bit more painful, because when you have a smaller community where everybody knows everybody's name, so to speak, it can actually be very painful for that guild to make that transition. Communities make it a little easier because you just open up your division and a person can transfer divisions back and forth and play and meet new friends, etc. That's all I was saying, is there was an emotional impact to this beyond just the financial cost, because yes, you may be able to transfer and not like build new characters or what have you. You may be able to start clean in a game, but there is still going to be an impact to a small community, a small guild where its entire purpose is one game, and it's just decided to take that one game and change its focus to a different game. And there is a process to it. There is a transition process, and it bloody hurts. I've taken a couple of guilds through it. I know what that's like. And it is not an easy process. It is very painful. That's all we're trying to say. I think no matter how you look at it, when you do a migration, be it from server or to a game, there's going to be trouble. And I am now going to shut up, and I am going to let our guests speak.
The thing I wanted to say, that when you take that leap and move game as a guild, it also opens up the possibility to transform the guild into a community instead, because you then set the foundations to actually open up new sections, because you are going to start to recruit in the new game. You are going to have to start to recruit in the old game, which means you're going to fill up the member pool, and you're going to get more members, and then you can have members in both games sort of jump between the games, and you are expanding the guild just rapidly. That's usually what happens to small guilds when they go up, when they meet this kind of problem. I know RK had a problem back in the days. We started, this was before I joined the guild. This was back when World of Warcraft was released. Half the guild went to World of Warcraft, and half the guild went to EverQuest 2, I think it was. So basically you had the same guild in two different games, and it started to fill up with new members. And then when Warhammer Online was released, both those guilds came together and moved over to Warhammer Online, which meant that you got two guilds merging together into one guild again, but you already had a community because we played in two games at the same time. And before we started playing in those two games at the same time, we were a small guild in one game alone.
And now I have to agree that when you have a situation where you have that migration happen, you can easily, if you do the right planning, as Blank said, have that infrastructure in place, you can take yourself from being that just a single game guild to being a community with multiple guilds underneath it. That, I think, is a viable option. Not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody is going to want to take it that far. But go ahead.
Yeah, this is not the Radiant Knights from AC2, but Takari, the leader, talked to the old Radiant Knights because they do not exist anymore, and we got to use the name. In AC2 we were called the Science, and in EverQuest 2 and World of Warcraft we were called Spirit of Dawnsong, in remembrance of the AC2 server. So there you go, backstory.
Nice.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
saw it pop up in chat, so I thought I'd answer it straight away because I can't be bothered logging into Twitch.
No worries. And one of the things that I am also going to point out is, yes, folks, I specifically brought Blank and Screen onto this show to not be yes men. So there are going to be times where we're going to butt heads and disagree. That's all a part of the love and the joy of being on the campfire. Even our guests get to disagree with us, which we hope you guys are strong enough to do. Don't be like poor Aiko and be, oh my gosh, I'm being roasted and horrified by you three. And he is not a Southern belle. I don't know why I made his accent slightly Southern. It doesn't quite work that way. But
We've got to have him talking a Southern accent now, preferably with a dress.
Yep.
Great. We're now going to put dresses on. Now, can we all basically agree on one thing? Migrations, no matter whether you do it through server or whether you do it to game, takes planning, prep, and the willingness of people to actually help participate in it.
Definitely.
I mean, that's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
You have to plan it out. You can't just don't do what one of the main raiding guilds on our server did back in WoW. I had a guild on the server. 20 of their raiders literally up and left and server transferred without telling anybody in their guild. Don't do that. That's just wrong. Be nice to your communities. But yes. So, we are relatively surviving our survival guide. I say relatively. I am going to actually make our campfire story really quick. And I think it's going to be nice because this particular campfire story that we're dealing with pretty much has a very short answer from everybody who happens to be present. So, considering the fact that Valentine's Day is coming up, so happy Valentine's Day, everybody, for, the 14th that's coming up on the Friday. Don't make faces at love. Love will slap you. It'd be like...
You can't say that. You're swearing. Gosh. So professional.
See, I did one slip in the beginning. I haven't done a thing after
She
that.
said like 5 swears. Now, don't even worry about it. You can drop like 2 more. It's not even a problem at this point.
It is not
It's
a
so confused, is it?
competition. It is
Was
not...
it cable TV or...
That's what Screen says. I don't know anymore with this show. I'm honestly
Me?
just putting a blanket, words
Hey.
escape, folks. Sorry.
It's me. It's
Wait.
him. He's
What?
the cable TV man.
Yeah, it's me. So all you gotta do is at the beginning have like the intro and then just have like a beep, it's real. Just leave it there. That's all you need.
Such a Wild Star reference in its own right. But yes, our campfire story has to deal with love, and I'd love to know from you people in the community your thoughts on this. This was sent in to us. If you have a campfire story, which is basically a scenario or a question you want us to tackle, debate out, what have you, just go to MMOBuff.TV, and the upper right-hand corner is a contact link. Click on it, send it to the campfire. I collect them all, and believe me, every single scenario question we go through, we will go through them all. As long as we can find the right show to put them on. And since this is the Valentine's Day show, we're basically going to be discussing Letting There Be Love. This was sent in by a member who will remain anonymous. It is apparent in guild chat that the interactions between 2 guild members are getting heated in a very cozy way. It is known that both the guild members are married, but not to each other. How do you, as a guild member or guild leader, react to this situation? Do you do anything or do you do nothing? And how much damage do you think something like this would cause a gaming community or guild? Now, this should be interesting. Who wants to go first?
Sure. Let's just get it out of the way. So,
Bring it on!
Awkward.
you have, I don't know, hopefully a mature organization that you're running.
Not all communities are, but just saying.
That's whatever. Sure. apparently these people are 15 and they're married in Josie's Land. I don't know how that works, but maybe I guess in the UK that's a thing.
Oh, blank.
As a guild member, what other people are doing is not my concern. I don't give a crap. Number one. As a guild leader, in my organizations, any of them, hardcore, competitive, world ranked, other people's business is not my business unless it affects rating, it affects PvP, it affects if it turns out to be forum drama where it's like, hey BB, and it's like, oh, don't say that out publicly, like, unless it turns into some sort of drama that I have to scrub or deal with, if it doesn't affect the main functions of your organization, I don't care what two guys, two girls, a guy and a girl, married, not married, I don't give a flying frog's butt what you do. As long as you are not a detriment or causing issues to my organization. You're an adult. It's your life. I will keep my judging pants off. That's what I have to say.
Okay, so you're saying that as long as it doesn't interfere with the goals of your particular organization, who cares? That's your statement? Okay. So, what about you, Screen?
Pretty much of the same opinion, to be honest. End of the day, I mean, come on, it's me and Blank. So in all seriousness, as long as their relationship or their cozy whatever it is, whatever their cozy canoodling is, as long as that doesn't decide to make itself its ugly head known in the middle of a raid when I'm trying to do something and you pick them to pass on loot to because they're your best friend forever or whatever the hell that is. Mm-hmm. I don't care. As long as it's not going to cause drama, I don't care. And if it's going to if they do something that even vaguely looks like it's going to cause drama or then I don't even think it's that much. But it's just a case of I've just letting them know that usually is enough to tell for someone to cool it. I've had people who are in relationships who are waffling about everyday life in the middle of a raid, and or talking nonsense. Then you're like, just keep private time for private time, get your head in the game and do whatever. As long as people know that they need to achieve the goals that you're setting out to do, and they're not going to interfere with either the social dynamic or the actual end game content that you're trying to get through, then it doesn't really matter what their in-game or out-of-game relationship is. At the end of the day, we've talked about people getting on, or we will likely talk about people getting on that don't like each other in a guild and how to handle that. It's no different with people that really like each other in a guild as opposed to people that hate each other in a guild. It's just managing relationships.
Herding cats.
Wow, I'm being pretty much.
Aww.
That's not fondling.
Depends on who you ask, I guess.
All right.
Exciting times.
So, for you, Stone, if this popped up within Radiant Knights, do you have the same opinion they have?
I would both of these guys. I mean, if it doesn't affect the guild's mission or the guild's goals, then screw it. I don't care. I don't really care at all who people are screwing or meeting out of game or in game or what people talk about in tells, stuff like that. If it doesn't interfere with the guild's day-to-day tasks, then fuck it, let them do whatever. I don't care. It's not my job to meddle in stuff like that.
Okay. Fair enough. And
simple as that.
Yep.
I am of the opinion, literally, as long as it doesn't interfere with the goal and the motto, I don't care. It just, if the moment it does, I don't want to say the ban hammer comes out, but it's not the ban hammer that comes out. It's something a lot worse. I joke about being called Swagzilla. You do not want to awake that side of me inside of a guild. You really, really don't. And you call me Mama Bear sometimes there. Yeah, Mama Bear can get real evil. Don't mess with my community mottos. Don't mess with my guilds, man. I'll get angry. But anyway, so yeah, see, that was quick. That was painless. I think, in all honesty, if you allow an environment where things like that can fester and turn into pussing sores and cantankerous situations, that's not a strong community to begin with. I mean, you have to constantly work to keep your community strong, whether it's a guild or a giant community.
That's why you need kind of officers and a guild leader. You have to police your own guild in some way because, like Blank said, no f***ing drama. I know.
Pseudo kisses goodbye another night of sleep as she goes back repeatedly over the show and goes, "How did I miss that one? Oh,
2. Sorry.
2? Is that Swedish counting? Because I've got a few more than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got 3 or 4. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but 2 from me, I guess. I think. Maybe.
Oh man, you guys make my life like so complicated. It's great.
You're welcome.
PG-18 or something.
I need to go to Sweden for their ratings. That's great. Because in America we got R, PG-13. They got PG-18. Yes.
We have NC-17.
So Gamescom then Sweden for the week.
Yeah, right.
Might as well. It's pretty much
I
that.
think there's one in southern Sweden next year, but that's a year away.
I guess we're just going to have to figure things out. That's okay.
Eh.
Right. And on to Trailblazers.
Oh yeah.
Now, this is where we actually let our guests get a chance to either speak up about their community, or basically we pick a community or a website or a guild that we feel should actually get major props. And this time we're going to let Stonewill pick, and I was kind. I let him pick 2.
Yeah. So first off, I really want to promote Wildstar Core again. They can never get promoted enough. That's it's
Right, who is Selvin paying here?
No, it's the one site that
All
I
of
go
them.
to when I want to read stuff about Wildstar, and he's really active on Twitter as well. So it's really easy to get news when they're released. That goes for both Wildstar Core, Nexus Report, and Warplots. No matter what happens, you have the news right away. So, Wildstar Core, I like them. They need promoting because I really want to see that site grow even more. And second off, I want to promote my own guild, of course.
Nice.
Who wouldn't? I mean, free plugin.
Pretty
So, yeah,
much.
Radiant Knights.
So how
at
can
the
people
moment-
get in touch with you guys?
Well, you either go to our Twitter handle down there, or you can look us up on Facebook, Radiant Knights, or you go to one of our 2 sites that are active at the moment. It's gw2.radiantknights.co.uk for Guild Wars 2, and teso.radiantknights.co.uk for our Elder Scrolls in the Making site. So if you want to apply, then go ahead. If you want to just get in there and chat with us and learn more about this, do that. If you want to find us in-game in Guild Wars 2, we're on Blackgate server. Most people have probably seen us. At least I know people
I'm saying nothing. Just gonna let you roll with that one.
Screen. I wanted to swear there, but
Just do it.
yeah.
I'm not going to be doing curse, modification on this. Go ahead. I give you
Do the
permission,
last part
each of
clean.
you, for one free extra little bit of curse. Take your pick.
Screw you, Screen.
That's not a curse.
Okay.
That wasn't even inventive.
That wasn't even
That's
a
the thing
troll,
I
was
was
it?
about to say, but
Well, you're
No,
allowed to
Oh,
say screw
you spent these many months in World v World trying to kill me, and that was what you wanted to say across the divides.
actually, I haven't played Guild Wars 2 for 5 months now, so
Oh, you miss me.
I didn't know anybody played Guild Wars 2 anymore.
Oh, shots fired.
Shots fired.
That wasn't me.
Yeah,
Yeah, so gwt.radiantknights.co.uk or teso.radiantknights.co.uk.
I can
Simple as
already
that.
see a debate occurring. Tesso is so 50-50.
Can we
like it
just
or you
not?
don't.
Can we just
Let's
leave it
not
alone?
go there.
We'll just leave it
Yeah.
there. We'll leave it there.
Yeah, don't start it. We're gonna be here for another half an hour at least.
Half an hour? Are you
Half
kidding
hour.
me?
Half an hour, we'll just schedule a fight. We'll wait till Blank gets over to the EU. We'll all just meet up and punch the lights out.
And punch
Listen.
their lights out. The violence that is going on right now is
He's a Viking. Surely he's.
Bring the meat, sweetie. Just keep them coming. We're having a talk about video games. Let's go. Boom.
Yeah, we will be playing Elder Scrolls Online. Let's end it at that.
At least our guest is vaguely on topic.
it's not even that. I'm just trying to refrain from I'm gonna have to refrain because otherwise
You got something to say?
I've got something to say to Blank, but that's okay. Okay, so we're going to move on to Kumbaya. Kumbaya is where we talk and promote communities that are actually putting on events. And pretty much you can expect us to promote this till the ends of time. Mainly because it is such an important event, and that's the Healing Over Time event that is going to be occurring in March. This is a Child's Play charity event. It is such an important thing to get involved in. So I really beg of you guys to go forth, go to the website, I should say, that I am about to put up, because I accidentally closed when I went to actually share, because apparently I'm slow today, which we all knew. But anyway, once the chat loads, I will share it. Get involved with the newsletters, pay attention to the site. You're going to be able to see when we're going to have crazy things going on. Healing Over Time is so important. I mean, it's a charity event for children. Child's Play. So yes. And Screen will be involved, Blank will be involved, I will be involved. And yeah, can't help but spread the word. So, but yeah. That's pretty much
Vikings take care of children. Be there. Bring your friggin' money.
Yeah.
We don't do soft plugs around here.
Right. So we basically move to the final part of the show where I am going to let everyone just sort of take a brief break while I go over what's coming up on MMO Buff, and then we'll let everyone say goodbye. Then we'll take a brief break and come back and quote unquote let our hair down, because that's not going to end up on YouTube at all.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I'm letting my hair down. I'm letting my hair. It's everywhere. Look at it.
I'm predicting a Photoshop moment just right there.
No. No more quick bites for you. Make one of him.
You can't make quick bites out of swear words.
Beep, beep.
You know what? You've now just given me an idea for this show, and I may have to do it, but I probably shouldn't for the quick bite because it would just be so wrong. Just that inappropriate beeping or inappropriate censorship at the wrong moments, etc. Not let people know what we were talking about. God. Anyway, but yes, just as a reminder to everybody, next week we may or may not have a guest. It's always a surprise. Tomorrow is Top Draw, where we're talking about maintaining curves, which is really fascinating if you are a TCG player.
I'm gonna let that slide. Just gonna say nothing.
I just want to change the world, just one troll at a time. Is that so much to ask? Anyway, Thursday night, there's going to be some live streaming of WildStar. Friday night on Cosmotronic, we are giving away beta keys to people who show up, are subscribed, following our chat channel, wherever it is, probably down there. Ow. Just one of those nights. It really is. We are going to be giving away a beta key or 2. I'm not going to tell you how many because that would just be telling, but I will let you know that we are giving them away. So yeah. Anyway.
Are they Elder Scrolls beta keys? You heard it here first.
What? I heard nothing of this Elder Scrolls game you speak of.
It's
It must be-
Skyrim Online.
I'm
We
sure
are
it must be
not
under really
going
heavy
there.
NDA.
I'm sorry.
That must be it.
We gotta get the showdown, folks. Thanks for stopping by this week.
I'm so tired. I'm literally just sitting here going, I should just let the entire thing go. Just let it go.
You should get a decent night's sleep before you deal with us, or preferably an attack dog.
I've got a Chua. Does that count?
No, really, guys can't do that much.
I know, right?
I didn't mean that Chua. I have a live Chua in the house. But, no, and then for Monday, we have Pantheon Rise of the Fallen coming back for a very special event where we're going to see live stuff being performed in the studio and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much that. I have to say, you guys are an absolute trip and an absolute pleasure yet again to hang out with. And Stone, you have held your own amongst giants, Vikings, and Scottish people.
I was gonna say I'm Screenager, so yay!
Wow, I get my own subclass of troll here.
I'm just trying to figure out. I'm, I'll just, yeah.
Nah. Nyam, nyam, nyam.
Can't even be bothered, can you?
I can. I'm just so tired. I'm afraid that my bothering is one of those. Do I look like I'm bothered? Am I bothered? Does my face look bothered?
Don't do that.
Not that much,
Stop.
though.
That just doesn't
more.
really work on
Just
my.
don't.
No, it doesn't
No.
go there.
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
No.
All right, cool.
No.
No.
Nope.
What we'll do is I'm going to let you 3 awesome people say your bye-byes, and then we will just take a very quick break, and we'll come back and let people pick on us even more and be interactive and entertaining,
Bring it
etc.
on.
Right, so first off, Stonewill from Radiant Knights. Again, thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
And hopefully we'll
It
have
was-
you come back.
Yeah, why not? If you need me, you know how to find me. At least
Yes.
Screen does, so.
Well, I have your email now.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, bloody hell, it's another one. Man, just get your curses in, people. I'll just make the entire end of the show be. Oh my god.
That's all I got.
I am so bleeping out. I'll leave everything else in and just bleep.
Tell you what, if you think Blank can come up with guests that are less trolly, you go for it.
Basically, Blank say bye-bye.
Thanks for stopping by the show. I hope you enjoyed our conversation. Hopefully we'll see you next week. I'm gonna go pick up my kiddo, and that's all I've got to say.
Okay, and Screen? You can say bye-bye.
Thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna go and get myself a deep fried Mars bar.
What the hell is that?
You've never heard
How
of the
can you not
deep
know
fried
what a
Mars
deep fried
bar?
Mars bar?
No?
What?
Well, there we
Oh.
go. That's
That's-
awkward.
Sorry, was that
is
tumbleweed there?
awkward.
I was like super excited. I'm like, a deep fried what bar? Mars bar?
bar.
That's a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Why are you gonna deep
Yeah.
fry it?
Yeah.
It is a delicatessen to the Scots.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
I don't know if the troll is so deep, like it's
No.
trollception right now. Like, we're gonna take this and we're gonna deep fry. Dude, I've heard of some crazy stuff being deep fried, but like,
No, seriously.
Confectionery, yeah. It's a
Deep-
thing.
Deep fried.
It is?
Yeah, it is. I am being completely and utterly straight with you, Blank.
now it sounds delicious. Enjoy your chocolate sugar frosted bomb deep fried delicacy.
That's all right. I mean, I didn't go for deep fried ice cream.
Here's my deep fried ice cream with my insulin shot. So, whatever.
I love fried ice cream. I absolutely love fried ice cream. But, that's...
The worst thing is she's not trolling. It's a thing in the UK.
It's actually a thing in, like, Mexico as well. So,
What?
fried ice cream.
That's
Because you you get chip shops in Mexico?
No, they do it
You visit
different. Oh, wow. I am torn between cultures, people. And apparently I am torn between trolls. However, what I am going to say is I want to thank all of you for coming and for visiting and all of the good stuff that goes with it. Please make certain that you do, if you have liked the rambunctiousness of who we are, spread the word about us. If you want to, I don't know, have Blank just, pose for you and poise for you, and you want to have screen talk for you, and whatever poor guest we have, poor Stone, ends up getting abused by everybody. And then you just have everyone who trolls the hell out of me.
well, I've had worse.
Yeah, it's
That's what she
commonplace
said.
around here. It is
Yeah.
commonplace. But at least you weren't as... So you were prepared. It made it easier to deal with you.
I tried.
So I take it
I
then...
actually tried.
Well, that's the thing. You came prepared. You were all like,
Yeah.
snip, 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 and that was brilliant.
Sweden represent.
Way to go.
Right, okay. So you've got Sweden represent. Go ahead, Blank. Rep America. Go on.
I don't have to. I already
America
did with
don't
my
need
bunch of swears. So
Fair
I'm
enough.
good.
Screen, go ahead and take care of Scotland.
I am not going to show you my.
Ah!
And I will basically represent the voices in my head, which tell me it is time to end the show. I'm assuming, by the way, Blank, that with you picking up the Viking Princess, that we will not be doing a post show.
Well, you guys can sit around and talk about ice cream and deep fried Mars balls and whatever else y'all want to. But I gotta go.
Bars! Oh my god.
I
The
gotta
editing
pick
on
up the
this is going to
princess.
be a nightmare. You guys are driving me crazy.
What's a... I don't know. I don't
know anymore either. I give up.
He's playing the ignorant American. I mean,
Okay, Anu, don't hurt yourself. Oh my God, the ignorant American, he's in here. Oh. Not everybody likes friggin' crazy unicorns and has a very skewed worldview. Okay.
he's not
Tip,
even watching.
everybody.
Bye.
Hey everyone, Pseudo here. Thanks for watching episode 6 of The Campfire with our guest Stonewill. If you enjoyed watching, please click like and share it with others. If you have any questions you want us to tackle or comments you want to share, please do below. Not only do we read them all, but I love engaging in discourse with our viewers. Remember to subscribe. Doodle pip.